episode of Kid in a Sweet Shop. Today, it's all about the ultimate girlies' day out with my best friend, one of my greatest, oldest friends, Annette Mason. And yeah, we're not going to be going to the spa.
Okay, I'm going to take you to lunch. So, the Daytona, you're going to drive that?
Seriously?
I'm driving this one. What do you think it is?
I think I can recognise it. Look at that. Well, number one, I recognise that number plate.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
There she is. The most beautiful car
just want to stroke.
ever designed. Oh, look at that.
Isn't it lovely? Okay, so get in.
Okay,
I'll race you.
I'm not complaining. Look at this. Oh, we've got a race, have we?
Whoa.
Well, you're going down.
Lunch won't
You're
wait.
going down, Nettie. You're going down. It's like music. It's music. It's like a choir. Hello, beautiful 365. So this car is owned by Nick Mason, Nettie's incredible husband. It's a 1972 Ferrari Daytona 365 GTB4 Competizione, or competition. It's a race car. It is a race car for the road. It's a wonderful V12 front-engined quad cam. You know, 0 to 60 probably 6 seconds. Top speed probably well over 180 miles an hour. This actual car raced with our lovely Derek Bell, who's had his own special Kid in a Sweet Shop episode. And so he raced in around, I think it's around 1973, 74. Derek, if you're watching this, you might have to correct me. It's an extraordinary vehicle. It's still in its original livery. I mean, I didn't actually ever think that this day would ever come. I just can't cope that I'm literally sitting behind a 250 GTO. There. Whilst we're going to the pub for lunch. After landing in a helicopter. Ultimate girly day out.
Wow. Who won, do you think?
I think you did.
But only because I was ahead of you.
I mean,
I recognise competitive.
I've got cheesecache from smiling, of just watching you just disappear down the road.
Oh, and I loved the way you were moving into behind in the ways I'm going to overtake.
I know, we did hit that bit of rain and I was a bit like,
do you know, even I thought that.
Yeah.
And then a few bumps.
Yeah, a few bumps, exactly.
And then suddenly somebody coming the other way looked a bit alarming as well.
I know, exactly. There was a lot of head turning. I mean, such a beautiful drive. Loved it.
Okay, ready?
Lunch?
Yes. Right.
Off we go. Oh, I'm literally just going to be smiling for days. Well, I mean, it doesn't get better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't. Actually, it doesn't.
Oh, just to fly in. I mean, unbelievable pilot. Let's just rewind to that. So, I mean, how long have you had a helicopter license?
Oh, gosh. Well, I started with fixed wing, so about 20 years.
Amazing.
And I've got over 1,000 hours, that's the important thing. So, you know, I've done my time and I'm still alive.
Yeah. Touch wood.
Oh, it'll run away, touch wood.
Gotta get home. I mean, it's so wonderful seeing, you know, someone like myself. I mean, I'd love to learn to fly helicopters, but racing
You'd
cars
be great.
Such a go-getter.
Well, somebody says, actually, women are very good helicopter pilots, generally, because they don't over-control.
Yes.
So they feel it a bit more rather than going, I'm in charge of this.
Yeah, and you go, boom.
Yes, whereas I let them go, I'm in charge of you.
Yeah, and you flew beautifully. And then to kind of face me with the two cars, I mean, my eyes almost popped out my head.
Yes.
And then you disappeared. Like, I mean, you went up that road, and I was like, okay, I've never driven the Daytona.
But it wasn't the first time I'd driven like you had the Daytona.
I mean, the GTO, tell me about that. That's such a special car.
What can you say about it? It just is beauty.
Yeah.
It's just a dream to drive, and it makes you think you're the best driver in the world.
Yeah.
And you just move and it responds, and you feel everything in it. And then just looking at it, you want to stroke it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just is the most forgiving car.
Yeah.
And you feel, you know,
you feel safe. Doesn't want to kill you.
Yes,
The Daytona at times, I felt wanted to
Yes,
kill me. I was like, woo!
No. They set that up for you, actually. No, but actually it's better now, because at least it's got power steering.
Yes.
I remember doing a ladies' rally in it, and it's just the weight.
So you've done, yes, you did the auto. What was it?
Well, I did the Tour Auto. The Tour Auto in the Daytona, but I co-drove it with Nick.
Yeah.
And but now it's been done up a bit, so it's easier to drive. But having said that, it's still a sports car. You've got to drive it properly.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanted to waft, and the arm kind of came up like that, and then I put 2 inches on a wet white line, and it went whoa. I was like, okay.
Oh,
but
you
two
were
hands.
doing that for effect, weren't you?
I was trying to be cool. And have you raced the GTO?
I've driven it at the Festival of Speed, so I've done sort of and car rallies. I haven't raced it because actually it almost feels too much to race, and sadly you probably need a better driver.
Oh no, don't be ridiculous.
No, but you know, you need a competitive driver to do it for the car. It's like having a racehorse. You don't want somebody who can't ride on it.
Yeah.
You know, or can only jump.
And I mean, how did you get into racing?
Well, Nick was already racing when we met, and in fact we met at Silverstone, so that was rather marvellous.
Meant to be.
Although I was serving drinks then.
Amazing.
as a prospective actress. But
so that was your
career, but I'd only just left drama school and things anyway.
Right.
So we met at Silverstone, and he was in, I think he was in his 250 or something. Anyway, I can't remember, but we met, and 9 years later we went out.
Amazing. So it was a slow burn.
Yes, we were both playing hard to get.
How amazing. And then you just, because Nick was racing,
Well,
you just went, oh, I'm going to get my racing licence. And
it was more to do with, I'm not a natural spectator. I don't mind watching, but to go and watch him, and he was doing it every weekend. It was his life after his career, and it was his love. And I love driving. I've always loved driving, and for me, passing my test when I was 17, you know, it was suddenly freedom. Yes. Yes. And so I've always loved driving, and a friend used to say I was the fastest through London that they knew. So I think I was always a bit competitive. So.
I love it. Well, you're a seriously good driver. And so you just quietly went off, got your licence, and then what was your first? Tell me your first race.
I never do anything quietly.
No.
Okay,
I totally get it. I get it. But do you remember your first race? Were you kind of, oh, I'm going to get them all?
Interesting. I can't even remember the first car because I tend to live in the moment.
I love that. That's so wonderful.
So I can remember things, but isn't that funny that I can't remember it? I suspect I was so frightened, I don't want to remember.
I mean, I certainly remember my first race because it was absolutely terrifying. I told you.
Yes,
a Monza.
Yes, and it was Ferrari, and there were
Ferrari
it was your
finals.
And how many people there?
Oh, it was when Schumacher had just won the driver's title. The Ferrari had just won the constructors, and they had bought, and Shuey was there with the car at Monza.
Wasn't he wonderful?
Oh, just unbelievable. Doing a kind of a drive round to all the crowd, and I think half of Italy descended to Monza for my first race.
I'd have loved the audience.
And I honestly thought I was going to die. I was so nervous.
But well done,
because
you did it. And thank you so much for saying we're alike. I just feel so touched.
Totally.
My first race was probably Prescott at the hill climb. So they're going to understand.
Not quite the Monza.
Yes, exactly.
I was thrown in the deep end. But no, I always remember, before our kind of wonderful relationship started, I always remembered kind of going to Goodwood and always hearing about, you know, Annette Mason flying around, you know, in The Only Girl, in races, you know, really kind of being a peer for women to really, you know, to strive up to. So obviously love racing. Were you successful?
Occasionally, yes. Well, I don't know, hill climbs races, I see them, they're still competitive. And so races, actually, I did win in a Bugatti with Nick, a joint race.
Amazing.
So, at Silverstone.
Put it here.
Actually, I think we were second, but we should, anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Do you know, I remember wearing the wreath.
Same thing.
Yes. But I have won at the Festival of Speed a couple of times, and I drove the McLaren, and I got fastest lady in that.
Yes.
Which is, but then I drove the Ferrari Boxer BBLM. I won fastest, so I won the class and fastest lady that year. So I was showered in medals, and so that was quite.
Wreaths and spray champagne everywhere.
It's quite nice winning, isn't it?
Yes.
But then you look at Nick's trophy cabinet.
Yeah, I mean it's quite large.
I have got a few.
Good girl. But it's just, you know, it's such a male-dominated world.
Yes.
And it's so lovely to have, you know, fellow women standing shoulder to shoulder, really showing, you know, the boys how to do it.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because at Goodwood now, every year I've been racing, you know, quite a lot, and the girls' dressing room, watching these new girls come in.
Yes.
But we all bond so much because we're the few.
Absolutely. It's a very small dressing room
and
compared
we all
to
give
the
each
men's
other real
dressing room.
relief when there's another girl in it. But then you're thinking, well, I better beat her.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. No, it's amazing. And then, you know, to just be a helicopter pilot, I mean, you're just so awesome.
Well, I think also a lot of women would be more awesome had they been given the opportunities I've been given.
Oh, I tell you what, you've got some big kahunas.
Well, good, thank you.
Oh, drink coffee to that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're just absolute superstar, and thank you for the most amazing day and delicious lunch. And I suppose we've just got to drive the cars back to the helicopter and fly home. Gosh, it's a terribly boring afternoon.
And then we can have a glass of wine then.
Right, come on, let's go.
Has anyone seen the GTO Daytona?